Equestria's First Prank Call by Japanese Teeth. Twilight glided slowly along the edge of the forest. Her reduced speed was due partially to her fatigue, partially to her attention to detail, and partially because her every attempt at rapid flight thus far had ended with her crashing into something. Rainbow Dash was right at least. It was much more effective to follow from the sky, or at least it would have been if she hadn't lost the trail. The rogue appliance had somehow gained at least a small measure of intelligence. Upon recognizing that Twilight was closing the gap, it had made a beeline for Fluttershy's house, and the tracks had disappeared amongst the foot, claw, hoof, and whatever else prints that cover the ground. She came in for a landing, and as usual, it was less than perfect. It started in a skid and ended in her face, bursting through Fluttershy's window. Now she knew how Rainbow Dash must feel. "Fluttershy," she called, ignoring the fact that she now had a headache. "Are you there?" "Twilight!" Fluttershy's eyes widened as she saw that it wasn't Rainbow Dash who had damaged her cottage. "Are you okay? What happened?" "I crashed," Twilight said, matter-of-factly. "You haven't seen my refrigerator, have you?" No, I haven't. Are you sure you're alright? Do you want an ice pack?" "No, I'm good." Then she toppled through the window and onto the floor. Maybe an ice pack would be good. 5 minutes and a cold compress later, Twilight sat at Fluttershy's kitchen table, attempting to explain exactly what it was that she needed help with. "And then, Pinky caused it to sprout legs and run off, and now I have to find it. Do you think that you could help?" Maybe?" Fluttershy bit her lip. The last thing she wanted was to spend her day being dragged around by a sleep-deprived Twilight. Still, her better nature wouldn't let her refuse. "I have a lot of work to do today, but if there's anything you need, I suppose I could try to help." "Great!" Twilight clapped her hooves. "I only need 2 things. First, I need you to look at the refrigerator tracks and help me pick up the trail again. I lost it in all the other animal tracks around here." "I should be able to do that, I guess," Fluttershy said. That would be easy enough, but she dreaded the second request. "What's the other thing you need?" "A pot of coffee." "Oh, is that all?" Fluttershy asked, relieved. "I can do that." Twilight's sagging ears perked up a bit. Fluttershy opened one of her cupboards. "Oh, it's decaf though. Is that alright?" Twilight drooped again. "Never mind." She reached into her saddlebag and retrieved one of her photographs. How she managed to instantaneously develop the thing, Fluttershy had no idea. Twilight's answer would inevitably be long and boring. "Here, I took the picture of the tracks, and I need you to tell me what kind of tracks they are and where this type of creature might go." She slapped the photo down on the table, rattling the teacups. "Oh my, I've never seen anything like this before," Fluttershy admitted, preferring to look at the picture rather than Twilight's uncanny gaze. "There is clearly one set of tracks, but looking at the prints, it's like whatever left them had 4 different legs." "Different legs?" Twilight sighed like a deflating balloon. "What's so weird about having 4 different legs? I have 4 different legs." She held up her 2 front legs to demonstrate the obviousness of the statement. "See? 4 legs, none of which are the same." "What I mean is that, according to these tracks, the prints don't match." She pointed at the picture. "This one is a buffalo hoof. This one is a pony hoof print. I believe this one is an antelope print, and this..." She bit her lip. "I'm not too sure. It looks a bit like a chicken foot, but it has too many toes, and the spacing of the prints looks like it has a pony-type stride. I'm not too sure of what type of animal it would be." "That's because it's not an animal. It's a kitchen appliance!" Twilight barked in exasperation, as if ambulatory icebox with mismatched animal limbs were as common as apples in Ponyville. Fluttershy sighed. Twilight did seem to be making a mountain out of something that didn't even qualify as a molehill. But last time she had completely ignored Twilight's request for help, half the town had ended up inadvertently brainwashed. On the other hoof, enabling Twilight's nourishes probably wasn't a good thing either. Both options had potential to end in disaster. She chose the option that would result in the inevitable catastrophe being further away from herself and her animals. Still, she felt compelled to make one last attempt at salvaging the situation. "Twilight, are you sure you're feeling alright? Maybe if you rested a little..." "There's no time to rest." My ice cream is melting. Twilight slammed her hooves on the table. Do you understand me? My ice cream is melting! This morning I saw some rather odd tracks that look sort of like those down by the road. If you hurry, maybe you can... Aha! Twilight leaped up and charged out the door. Thanks for the ice pack, Fluttershy, she called back over her shoulder. Fluttershy shook her head. Even for Twilight, this behavior was incredibly strange. If she had been practicing a new spell or something, then it would be nothing out of the ordinary. Twilight wasn't the type to hallucinate about that. Unless the ice cream was part of some sort of research project, she wouldn't make that up. She wanted to help, but what was she supposed to do? Then a thought crashed into her mind, and she wanted to kick herself for not thinking of it sooner. Her animals would have to wait.